Greetings, everyone, and welcome once again to this special broadcast where I've been reading through Gipp's Understandable History of the Bible book, written by Brother Sam Gipp, and this is the cover of the edition I have, the printing I have, and this was printed back in, let's see, which one was this? This was third printing, copyright 2004, so this is the third edition printing. First printing was in 2004. Second printing was in 2014, so it's been reprinted a few more times, and probably like in the fourth or fifth printing here. So we aren't going to spend too much time on the introduction, but this is the cover of the book I have. We're going to try to get right into it because I'm trying to keep this under 35 minutes. So we're going to try to see how far we can get in chapter 10, and then might have to stop at the 30-minute mark. So I'm hoping to get through these first two topics about I always want to say Brother James, not Brother James, but King James, so amen. All right, so chapter 10 here, and this is going to be titled The King of the King James Bible, so we'll go ahead and get right into it here, and let's get started. So this is chapter 10, The King of the King James Bible, and Brother Gipp starts out here and writes, here he says, the King James of the King James Bible was James Charles Stewart, or Stewart. Stewart. He was born in Edinburgh Castle on June 19, 1566. And we have the first note here for this chapter. This is note 341. And it says here, most, but not all, of the information in this segment comes from the excellent work of Stephen A. Coston, Sr., King James the Sixth of Scotland, and the First of England, unjustly accused. That's the title of the book there. Some is general information and simply included in the text. Other items of particular interest are duly footnoted. The reader is strongly urged to secure a copy of Mr. Coston's work and read it. So, all right, back up into the text. It says here, he was baptized into the Roman Catholic Church against his will at the bidding of his mother Mary, Queen of Scots. He acceded to the throne of Scotland while still an infant on July 24, 1567, when Mary was forced to abdicate. His father, Henry Lord Darnley, was murdered in February 1567. It is believed that Mary may have had a hand in his death. Being yet an infant, James was rescued from the Roman Church and raised under staunch Presbyterian guidance. This action was never forgiven by the Roman Catholic Church. Therefore, he was subject to plots and counterplots designed to overthrow him and reestablish Roman Catholic rule. For such plots coming in rapid succession between 1600 and 1605, violence surrounded the young king. While only 19 years old, James witnessed the death of several friends in a plot designed to murder the Earl of Mar and bring control of the monarchy under Roman Catholic domination. So under Roman Catholic domination. And then we have another note here, note 342. And it says here, this is from Ralston David, the real King James, the British Solomon, Tabernacle Baptist Press, Louisville, 1986, page 3. So that's from that book there. And continuing on in the text, it says, the young king knew then that intrigue would follow him all the days of his life, and never forgot that his life could end by doing no more than walking around the next corner or sleeping unguarded in his bedroom. It is most likely for this reason that he hated violence and war. And note 343 here, it says here, Upfel Olga S., the King James Bible translators, McFarland and Company, London, 1982, page 9, from that book there. And let's see, back up in the text, it says, "The good king was blessed with many virtues. His mind was keen and sharp." Olga S. Upfel tells us, so this is what she tells us, among those justifiably attributed refinements was his reputation as a paragon of learning, crammed with Greek and Latin and other tongues. In spite of his physical disabilities, his mind was first rate. She says, already at the age of 7, he was able to extempore to read a chapter of the Bible out of Latin into French, and next out of French into English, as well as few men could have added anything to his translation. In due time, he became known as the most educated sovereign in Europe. And note 344 here, it says, Ibid, page 1, so same book as mentioned above by Olga Opfel. All right, so let's see, continuing on. James' love for higher learning was so profound that he often quipped that if he were ever to be a prisoner, he desired to be incarcerated in the great library of Oxford University. And 345, this note here, it says, if he were a prisoner, James insisted he would choose it, the Library of Oxford, for his prison, and be chained with the good authors represented there. Opfel, Olga S., the King James Bible Translators, McFarland and Company, London, 1982, page 55 of that book. And now come back up into text. It says, James married Anne, the second daughter of Frederick II, King of Denmark, on August 20, 1589. They had 8 children. Number 1, so here's their 8 children, names here. So number 1, we have Henry, born February 19, 1594, died on November 6, 1612, at age 18. Number 2 is Elizabeth, born August 19, 1596, died on February 13, 1662, at age 65. 3, Margaret, born December 1598, died in December 1600, at age 2. 4, Charles, who, due to the early death of Henry, succeeded his father in 1625 as King Charles I, born November 19, 1600, murdered in 1649 at age 49. Number 5, we have Robert, born January 18, 1602, died May 27, 1602, at age 4 months. 6, a stillborn child, born in May 1603. 7, May, born April 8, 1605, died September 16, 1607, at age 2. And then Sophia is number 8, born June 22nd, 1606, died the next day, age 1 day. Wow. So continuing on, so those are the 8 children he had. King James VI of Scotland became King James I of England when he acceded that throne on March 24, 1603, and thus united the two countries under a single monarch. He died almost exactly 22 years later on March 27, 1625, having ruled well and been loved greatly by his subjects. James suffered from numerous physical ailments all of his life. He had very weak legs and often had to be supported when he walked. He had limited use of his hands, which required that he have a secretary of Chamberlain, he had to have a secretary or Chamberlain write for him. He also suffered from gout, arthritis, and possibly porphyria, a debilitating disease often also often referred to as the royal disease. These maladies left him weak and quite often bedridden. Thus James' bedroom became his office of sorts, with him surrounded by courtiers who waited on and served their king. The king did not sleep well, and once awakened had great difficulty regaining his sleep. He would then have a courtier, usually sleeping in the same room as a bodyguard, read to him until he dozed off again. James suffered bouts of pain that sometimes left him delirious. And we have this note here, 346. It says, this is from Coston Senior Stephen A., King James the Sixth of Scotland and First of England, unjustly accused. Konings Wart, St. Petersburg, 1996, page 36 of that book. Now back up to the text here. It says, James also suffered from an overlarge tongue, which caused him to drool frequently and slurp loudly when he drank. Basically, the great king was physically repulsive. And we have this note here, 347. It says, if these physical deficiencies are to be held against the king, then we must also reject the great mind of the also physically handicapped Stephen Hawkins. Yeah. So let's see. So basically, the great king was physically repulsive, and he knew it. Men with such outwardly repulsive physiques have two options in life. They can be as personally abhorrent as their bodies by being foul-spirited and mean, thus giving them an excuse other than their physical condition for being rejected, or they can seek to be bigger than their infirmities by a personal kindness that is above the average. James chose the latter. So let's see where we at here. All right, so we're going to stop right there, and this will be a short one today because the next topic about James is titled James the Kind, and it's a little bit more lengthy, and don't want to go too much farther here, so we don't go over the 35-minute mark. So we'll stop here for today. And next time we'll cover this one titled James the Kind, about the king of the King James Bible, and so that'll be on page 395 of the book, and so we'll read about that there next time, and then we have next James the Remarkable. So those two we'll try to cover next time here, and those go from page 395 to page 404. So next time we'll cover those two about King James, James the Kind, and then James the Remarkable. So amen. All right, so that's it for today, and again, this is chapter 10 that we're covering this time around, and not sure how many parts we'll have for this particular chapter here, but it'll be quite a few. So, all right, so that's chapter 10 from the book, Gipp's Understandable History of the Bible by Brother Gipp. So that's the cover there, the one I have. This is an older one. It's been reprinted quite a few times, I'm sure, and it's got a new cover on it, so you can find this book and many others by Brother Gipp at this website here. So we got 3 different websites. We have Brother Gipp's personal website, which is www.samgipp.com, and then Daystar Publishing webpage is www.daystarpublishing.org, and then the Watch the KJV videos is bigdealkjv.com. So those are the websites there. Amen. All right, so that's it, and hope to join you. You'll join me next time for part 2 on this series of topics on the King of the King James Bible, chapter 10. Amen. All right, thanks for watching, and may the Lord richly bless you until next time. Bye-bye for now.